Welcome back to another Wickets Tech Lab video. Today's going to be a quick and dirty how to get your donation set up on Streamerbot. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned and we'll get you all set up. So before we jump into Streamerbot, we're going to talk about OBS real quick. I run all my alerts under an alerts nest scene, and that's where I put all the sources for all my GIFs or all my pop-ups or anything that shows up on stream. They all come here into one area, and then under any of my other scenes, I just add my alerts nest as a source so that when they pop up in the alerts nest, they pop up on those scenes depending on which one you're on. That way you only have to put them and edit them in one place and they'll show up across every screen. So as you can see here, we're under my chat scene now. And then in my chat scenes, you can see that I have my alerts nest right here. So if any of my alerts pop up, they're going to pop up on this screen through this source. So I don't have a clutter mess of a bunch of different sources on every single page. It also makes it easier when you're tying it into Streamerbot. You only have to tie it into your alerts nest page. You don't actually have to tie it into each individual page and make your command super long on Streamerbot. Now that we've got the OBS details ironed out here, we're going to go ahead and move over to Streamerbot. I have the donations action set up here with triggers for StreamElements and Streamlabs for tips, merch, and donations. And then I have the sub actions here. I'll put the code in the description if you guys just want to import it, or if you want to learn how to do this, follow along and we'll get you set up. First thing's creating the action. You can name it whatever you want to name it, enable it or disable it based on your settings for your stream. The group, if you go ahead and do groups with yours, I would put it in a group. It makes it easier to find and activate and deactivate depending on what you got going on. I'm always going to have down here set up just like this for things that I want to run all the time, no matter what. I want it to exclude from pending history, and I want it to always run even if my queue is paused, because this is a big thing you want to see all the time. So now, in order for these to work, you do have to have the integration set up. So on the top here, go to integrations, and then you can integrate any of these other apps that you see here. We're going to go ahead and talk about the Streamlab and the StreamElements today, but there are other ones that you can use if you want to try them out. You're just going to log in here, or under StreamElements, log in here, and then once it shows you're connected, then we can make the triggers work. So for the tips or the donations, they do have criteria to add to it. So if you come in here and I can edit my trigger, they ask you for a minimum and a maximum. So this makes it to where you can set up different triggers for different amounts. I just have mine set to 1 and then all, just for the purpose of the video. But you could set it up to like 1 to 100 and it'll do this for that donation. Then you can make a whole new trigger or a whole new action for 100 to 200 or 300, so on and so forth. And you can make different triggers. Or if you want like a certain trigger point, like 80, so you can put minimum 80, maximum 80, and 80 will trigger this no matter what. So for the sub actions, it's completely up to you how you set this up. There are lots of different things that you can do. You can go really in depth with it. I just set a basic one up here so you can see how it works. I have an OBS source visibility to turn on my gift alert. It's going to play a sound that I have selected out of one of my files. It's going to wait 5 seconds, and then it's going to turn the alert back off. So in my OBS, it's going to make this visible. You're going to be able to see it on the screen. It's going to wait the 5 seconds, and then it's going to turn it off. That way it's no longer visible on the screen. Getting into the sub actions, if you just right click, come down here to OBS, and then here's where you're going to be able to find all the different things inside of OBS. Down here, you have your scenes or your sources. I'm using the sources, and then we're just setting visibility state, as you can see at the bottom here. If I go into edit one, you can see that I have it as my scene alerts nest. Source is my gift alert, and I want it to be visible, and you can test it here to make sure that it makes it visible. Then down here, I have it set to the same scene, same source, but then I have it as hidden so that it goes back to hiding. You can set this under toggle so it goes back and forth on its own, but I don't like to do that because sometimes it may not toggle on or it may not toggle off, and then it's stuck somewhere in, La La Land. So I always hard set them to visible and hidden just to make it easier so that if something does happen, at the end of it, it's always going to go to hidden. For the play a sound, you're just going to right click, go to core, and then come down to sounds and then play a sound. it's going to give you the option to select a folder and select an MP3 out of that folder. I do leave mine unchecked because I do not want it to finish playing before it continues with the action. I want it to go ahead and play right away, let the 5 seconds go by, and then turn it off while it's still playing. Otherwise, if you leave that checked, it's going to play the whole sound, then it's going to wait the 5 seconds, and then it's going to turn it off. I want it to be all integrated together so that it meshes properly. And then just to show it's working, here in Streamlabs, we're going to go to test, and we're going to test the tip.
Yeah.
And then we'll go over to StreamElements. We'll come down here to emulate. We'll go to tip and tip event.
Yeah.
And that's a quick donation setup video from Wicked's Tech Lab. Once again, I'm Wicked Skill. If my videos help you out, remember to share them out with your friends. Remember to share them out with other streamers that you know. Send them over to my channel. Maybe I can help them too. If you're interested in seeing a video like this one, mention it in one of the comments. One of our subscribers and viewers to the channel actually suggested this video and asked for this video. So we got it made up, and here we are.